Hello and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Jason.
If you were a chick, who's the one guy you sleep with?
John Stamos. What?
Did we just become best friends?
Yup.
Because this week we recommend Step Brothers.
He's got the hair, man.
He's got the hair. I don't know. I feel like... So, all right. Who are you? Are you Dale or Brennan? Let's go. And who am I in this situation?
Probably Dale. I don't know.
I love John C. Reilly. I want to be Dale. No, yeah, I could definitely... I think I'll be Brennan, and you'll be Dale.
Well, I guess probably it's because my parents were divorced, and I lived with my mom mostly, so I guess I would be Brennan.
And my parents never
She's
divorced,
always singing
humble
about me
brag.
having a mangina.
Is she?
Yeah.
I love that
constantly.
part where she's like, and some of the nastier parents sing it too. And then for a minute, I did also start singing it.
Yes.
So I want to know, this is like one of my favorite comedies. And I feel like ever since the Dumb and Dumber episode that me and Natalie did, and she was a little like, I'm not like super big into Step Brothers. Everybody that I know that isn't that big into Step Brothers has come out and told me, yeah, I think it's all right. And I'm like, what are we talking about? Because I've seen this movie so much, especially when it first came out on like DVD and Blu-ray.
I saw it in theaters with my actual stepbrother.
I got to see it in theaters too.
And when I was like in my 20s, and he was 40,
Yeah.
in his 40s, and he was living at home. And of course, I didn't know what this movie was about, but we went to watch it together, and I was so ashamed.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. It's
He didn't like
embarrassing.
it?
No, I loved it, but like it was with my stepbrother who lives at home with his parents,
Yeah.
and he's a total dweeb.
Oh no.
And I was just like,
I didn't know.
this is real.
I was gonna say, it's like, whenever did y'all both like watch the trailer together and look at each other like, we have to see it together?
No, he invited me to see it, and I was like, sure, I'll go.
I wonder if he had the idea of like, I should invite a stepbrother to this.
Yes.
That'd be so fun.
Oh gosh.
I saw this at I believe it's at a drive-in, the drive-in that we have around here.
And you stopped making out for enough time to watch
Well,
it?
it was just like me and 3 other people.
All
and
we're just
just all making out, just 4
It's
mouths
just wet.
in the middle of the car.
Sloppy.
But it played with Pineapple Express,
Awesome.
which is also one of the funniest movies ever made.
Yeah.
And
It's ridiculous.
like, I had a 6-pack by the end of the night just from laughing
Yeah.
consistently.
Oh, not of alcohol.
No.
You had abs from
I had
laughing.
abs, yeah. I mean, the amount of jokes in this movie, like, every, I don't know, 4 seconds there's a joke at some point, right? It's wild how much they cram into this movie, and it just like goes. I was watching it before this, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're already like, I'm like 75% through this movie. Like, it just, I don't know. It's just so good. And of course, it's all probably improvised because everything that Adam McKay does is improvised.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, which Adam McKay, he did. You've probably seen most of his movies.
Probably.
So the other guys, he did Vice, The Big Short, Anchorman. I should have just started with Anchorman. I mean, that's his stuff there.
And how many times does this make it? What's the Brennan's mom's name?
Nancy?
Because she's always his mom. Will
Yeah,
Ferrell's mom.
right. And it's so weird. It's like, hey, Will, do you want to be in this movie? Yeah. Do I have a parent?
Bring my mom. I mean, I need a +1.
It's Mary
Bring in my mom.
Steenburgen is her actual name. But yeah, she's great.
She's so sweet.
She's always good in everything she does. She's always like playing a mom, but she's great.
The kind of funny mom.
Yeah, I just
Cool
watched
mom.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? And she's in it, and great as always. And then she's in Get Out. Crushes in Get Out. Yeah, so the movie stars Will Ferrell as Brennan Huff, John C. Reilly as Dale Doback, Mary Steenburgen as Nancy, Richard Jenkins as Dr. Robert Doback, Adam Scott as Derek, Catherine Hahn, freaking legend, as Alice. You got Rob Riggle as Randy. Love Rob Riggle. Then, just get a bunch of other people. It's always good. We have a Phil Lamar sighting in the movie. Love when he pops in. King Jong, one of the best. Seth Rogen's in it. It's great. It's like, you guys seem chill and cool, and I'd like to hang out with you. Did you fart? I can taste it.
A small room.
Right. It's like, you know what? Actually, the tuxedos seem kind of fucked up now. It's so good. So we'll get into, actually, real quick. What would this rank in, like, your comedies? Like, name me some of your favorite comedies.
Oh, man. Well, I was always a big fan of stuff like with Chris Farley, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
So, like, the Tommy Boy, Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. So, okay. Step Brothers or Tommy Boy?
Probably Step Brothers.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Just
Step Brothers Anchorman?
Step Brothers.
Okay. Step Brothers 40-year-old virgin.
Ooh, that's a 40-year-old version.
Okay. I'm just trying to gauge it where we're at in terms of where you like this movie. I actually kind of like this movie better than all those.
Yeah.
Personally. It may actually just be one of my favorite
funny
flat
as
out
hell.
comedies.
Yeah.
Just love the movie.
That's just, to me, it's just, it's so real sometimes.
You know what it is?
It scares me.
I think it's John C. Reilly that really crushes it.
Yeah, he does.
Because him and Will Ferrell together are just legendary. And plus, I don't know if you ever seen Walk Hard, but man,
yes, I have.
that movie is all John C. Reilly. And
he did pay for drugs once.
You didn't pay for drugs once. Not once. You don't want any of this, do we? I think I do want some of that. Classic. All right, so let's pop into some facts. So in a deleted scene from the parents' wedding, Dale gives a toast to his deceased mother, who, according to him, loved hot air balloons, but burned and died thanks to propane gas being invisible. And then also in the scene, you learn Brennan's dad, it turns out, is an ex-banker who hasn't been seen since an incident involving a bag of cocaine and a gun at an airport.
Oh, wow.
I need to... I don't know why I don't own this on Blu-ray. Or honestly, I want a 4K copy of this. I want the best possible version. Because I want to watch all the deleted scenes. I watched a couple of them on YouTube. They're pretty good. It's all funny.
Yeah.
It's weird. I was like, man, you could have added 10 more minutes to this movie. I wouldn't mind it. So when it came to Richard Jenkins being the dad, McKay said that they decided on Jenkins for the role of Dale's dad because of his look. Apparently, the actor nailed the conservative dad from Pasadena criteria while not having the forced, jokey vibe of a Chevy Chase.
Yeah, okay.
Richard Jenkins is the best.
Yeah, he fucking rules.
He's always funny, and he crushes every movie he's in, and usually it makes me cry when he's in a movie. So.
Yeah, they never really go into like what happened to their parents. Though,
yeah, it's all just, I guess, in the deleted scene. I guess they just didn't find it funny enough. I don't know.
Yeah,
or just needed to cut some time.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because they don't get into like the emotional. Not really. Like they do kind of explain why they're there a little bit.
Yeah.
But one thing happened in their past, like the.
Oh yeah.
But
the mangina and
the
then
mangina thing and the what happened to Dale?
God, I cannot remember off the top of my head.
God. Anyway, you know what my parents did?
He just has a sense of entitlement, and he's like,
oh yeah, he went to college to join the family business.
Yeah, he dropped out. So it's like, you're a doctor. It's like, that's what I keep telling you. He says it's all about who you know. It's wild.
Oh no, that's when my parents. I stayed with them for a week, and because I was between jobs and apartments. And I came home from work one day and they had all my stuff was just in the driveway and they were gone. I was like, okay, well.
They just moved?
No, they just kicked me out.
Holy crap.
So
how old were you?
I think I was 22 or something.
Oh gosh, they're just like, enough's enough.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks. If I knew you could have came stay with me, which I would have been living with my parents.
Yeah,
too,
I mean,
so
it's no big. I
I would have still
figured it
been in
out.
high school.
I was just, homeless for like a while. So
Oh,
it
well,
was
that's no
okay.
big deal. Just living under. You're just
Living-
living in their backyard. Just like, I
living-
don't know where you expect me to just go.
Yeah.
You just put all my stuff in the driveway. What am I supposed to do?
Which it wasn't much stuff because, but
It's just like one box. Like, dang.
like, man, I need more stuff.
Yeah. I also need a house.
Yeah, a roof.
Yeah. So, in another deleted scene, Brennan claims that he once got 18 stitches on his nutsack
Ooh.
and that they had to put a halo on him to keep him away. I don't know what exactly that means.
The cone, like they put
Yeah,
on dogs.
but what are they putting it on?
His neck.
But they keeping him away. Do they put it on his hands
As
or is
soon
it on
as-
his nuts? So he couldn't scratch, I guess?
I like the idea of it being on his nuts. It's kind of funny.
That'd be pretty. Just walking around in kilts because he needs something with no bottom.
Oh, God.
So
Bring back the kilt.
yes, let's do it. Let's just bring back man skirts. We need them.
Yeah, man.
Need to air
They're
out a
all
little
the
bit.
rage for like hundreds of years.
Yeah, exactly. So Ken Jeong, the actor, he told The Ringer that his 25-second scene, because he's the one that's like giving Dale the temp job,
Yeah.
and he says all this crazy stuff. He's like, "Great, I got a perfect thing for you." So he told The Ringer that his 25-second scene took 3 hours to complete. Thanks to McKay's knack for letting actors improvise themselves raw, they shoot so much footage, 1.5 million feet of film, according to McKay,
Whoa.
that Kodak sent over champagne. Because I guess
Oh,
like,
they
hey,
just spent so much
yeah,
money.
thank you.
Wow.
25-second scene, 3 hours.
That's
And
wild.
like it's really nothing too crazy or funny in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
I guess. Like, does that mean they were bad at it?
No, it's just one of those things. It's like keep going until we get the funniest possible thing. And then once we're like, oh, okay.
Yes.
They just want to make sure they have enough footage to be like, oh, we can put anything here.
Yeah, we could just slap some of this together.
We'll find the funniest thing and slap it together. It's kind of, that's an exciting way to make a movie, but sometimes it's like, I don't know.
It's gonna be tough.
Just like maybe not 3 hours of filming one scene.
Jeez.
It's pretty wild. So McKay recalled that while editing his other movie with Ferrell and John C. Reilly, someone said, oh, this is Talladega Nights. Someone said bunk beds. And I was like, wait, what if they were adult stepbrothers? I called them up and they're like, I love it. That's how stepbrothers came to be. Pretty wild that that's all it takes. Just hearing the word bunk beds. I have an entire movie idea. The actor Evan Peters, he was in the Jeffrey Dahmer series that recently came out.
This is disturbing.
Yeah. So when the actor was done filming the Netflix series, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, he needed something to help him step away from the darkness. The movie where two grown men refused to get jobs because they want to watch Shark Week was apparently the right medicine. Peter
Hell
said
yeah.
that knowing he could go home and leave all that negativity behind and just watch Step Brothers got him through it. And to continue with this, Joaquin Phoenix said this is one of his favorite movies. He said
wow.
he's seen this movie more than he's seen any other movie.
Gave him inspiration for the Joker.
Yeah,
It was so
that's
funny.
what it was.
He laughed so hard.
When he was playing Napoleon, he was like, what if I brought some Dale Doback energy to this?
Channel your Brennan.
He gets on a boat for one scene. He immediately starts singing Boats and Hoes.
Boats and Hoes.
Oh,
And
man.
the Lonely Island song.
Yeah.
I'm on a boat. I love that.
All right, so let's get into the film.
Yeah.
So it starts off with some opening credits. Family is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream. Actual quote from George Bush. Once, I've seen that 1,000 times, and I've never thought to like, oh, that's silly. But then I was like, family is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream.
They sure do.
How do wings take dream?
Hot sauce.
Pretty silly. So the film starts with Brennan and Dale, two adults who live at home. They're essentially children.
Yeah.
40-year-old children.
Adult children.
We see their parents. Brennan's mother is Nancy and Dale's father is Robert. The two meet at a conference. He's like doing this speech. It's like, yes, and this will help you and will make you want to put your face between those breasts. I'm sorry, this never happens to me. And then they fuck. And I love it because they're going through. It's like I like sailing. I do this, blah blah blah. And then Nancy's like, I donate to the NPR every year.
Hell yeah!
And it's like one other thing.
Give me them socks.
I have a 39-year-old son that lives at home with me. I do
Terrifying.
too. And then they both squirt.
Because you're kind of expecting them to be turned off by it. And
instead, it's just like,
they found each other.
Yeah, maybe they'll
See, this just goes
become
to show,
friends and move.
No matter what you think, there's always someone out there for you.
There's always hope, guys. There's hope.
Unless you have 40-year-old children living at home.
Then that will be tough, and you only have a few partners that you can get.
Slim chance.
Yeah. Then we immediately start cutting to their wedding. We see their two kids. They're hating this. Get a room, Dad.
I ordered the salmon.
Order the salmon. I told you 4 times. Walks off. This wedding's horse shit. I mean, we're like 30 seconds into the movie, and it's just like we're just got banger after banger.
God, someone needs to hit these children.
Yeah. So Nancy and Brennan, they're driving to Robert and Dale's house. I'm not calling him Dad. Robert better not get in my face. And he's
sitting in the back seat.
Yeah. Just so angry. Robert better not get in my face. I'll drop that motherfucker. Oh, God. I do love when he's like, I'm not calling him Dad. It's like, no one's expecting you to call him Dad, Brennan.
You're a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. And then you cut to Dale and Robert talking about them moving in. Dale says they are men and do manly things, and she will ruin that. He's like, we make beef jerky. We walk around naked.
Shit with the door open.
Yeah. It's like, we have literally never done any of those things. It's so funny. Dale comes up with a story. Dale, he says, suppose Nancy sees me coming out of the shower and decides to come on to me. I'm looking good, got a luscious V of hair growing through my chest pubes down to my ball fro. She takes one look at me and goes, oh my God, I've had the old bull, but now I want the young calf. And she grabs me by the wiener. Shut the fuck up! I mean, come on.
It's the best.
Oh, this is just going to be a podcast of me laughing. Man. Me and you laughing the whole time. So Brennan and Nancy arrive. Brennan refuses to get out of the car. Robert's like, is he getting out? He's like, no, he's just sitting in the car. We meet Don, the blind neighbor, and his misbehaving guide dog, Cinnamon.
This dog sucks.
I love this dog. He's in like all the scenes, like not really, but he's in a lot of the scenes, and I love it as like a throwback to all the jokes, which is something that Adam McKay is so good at. Like, Don't Look Up, maybe not be like a movie a lot of people like. I thought it was funny, but the fact that Jennifer Lawrence's character is so obsessed with a guy that had them buy chips for him, even though he can get them for free, and she just keeps bringing it up, and it's funny every time.
What movie is that?
Don't Look Up. It's got Jennifer Lawrence,
though.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Timothy Chalamet. It's got everybody.
Oh, with the meteor.
Yeah, the meteor movie.
Yes,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. And the guy charges him $10 for a bag of chips.
And it's like,
God.
I don't even know why he did that. It was so funny. Anyways, but and they're talking to the blind guy still. So after a while, I'll come over and touch your face later. She's like, okay. Mary Steenburgen's facial reactions to this movie are just so funny. They're so funny. She has such good reactions. So Dell asked Nancy to make him a sandwich. It's like, hey, can you make me a grilled cheese sandwich?
As soon as she walks up.
She's like, yeah, sure. And Robert's like, no, he's just seeing what he could do. It's like, but I'm hungry. It's like, look in your right hand. He's got a sandwich. Dell and Brennan then size each other up. It's like, you have to call me Dragon. Man. You have to call me Nighthawk. And then we cut to them having dinner. The boys are being super rude and obnoxious. You got Brennan sipping loud. Dale just squirting ketchup.
So much fucking ketchup.
Robert's like, that's enough. That's enough.
God damn.
Brennan stares at Dale. Take a picture, it'll last longer.
Oh my
And then you have Brennan's like, Mr. Doback. It's like, just call me Robert. Okay, Robin. Oh my God. Just crying. My eyes are kind of watering from laughing. So we learned Brennan can sing. I've been called the songbird of a generation. But he won't sing in front of anybody. And his mom's only seen him sing like twice.
Yes.
Dale says he can sing. If you want to get down on these hairy balls, then jump on it. Shut the fuck up.
I love when they're like, they're saying, oh, Brennan, you got to share a room with Dale because he refuses to give up his drum room.
Yeah, his office for his drum space.
And he's just giving him a tour through the house. It's like, this house was built in 1825 by General Custer.
It's like, what?
Oh, man.
But after he does the whole song, then you have Will Ferrell's character saying, I remember when I had my first beer. And then Dale, first time I heard that, fell off my dinosaur. And then Brennan starts crying.
Oh, yeah.
Robert says then Robert says they have to sleep in the same room because of the drum set.
Okay, yeah.
Dale says he likes fruit. When he's getting up, he tells Nancy he likes fresh fruit, and Brennan tries to
his mom.
Yeah, Brennan tries to shake Robert's hand, but then he's like pretends to hug, and it's like then just walks away completely. It's so funny. So Dale shows Brennan upstairs. House was built in 1825 by General Custer. Dale says nobody's allowed to touch his drum set. No touching.
So my stepfather, when I was really little, my mom got remarried, and my mom's like, he would really like for you to call him Dad, and I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. I just called him by his first name.
You know, like, yeah,
because I don't believe you, Mom.
Like, if that happened to me, where I became a stepdad, I wouldn't expect anybody to ever call me Dad, and I wouldn't care if they did. It's like, no, you can just call me Jesse. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't have kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
But she did the same thing to a girl she adopted in Mexico.
Oh, really?
She would like coach her on what to say to try to get me to like
join,
like her more,
weird
or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Strange.
Very.
So Robert discusses sailing. Robert explains Dale never. Oh yeah, this is the stuff. They're Nancy and Robert are in bed together. Robert discusses sailing. Robert explains Dale because he wants to retire and
sail around the world.
Sounds terrible, and I would never want to do that. It sounds scary, and I'd die.
Spooky.
I'd just die. I'd be in the middle of the ocean, giant wave come up. I'd be like, "Sorry, Nat, we die now." Or I'll see a whale, and I'm like, "Nah, we turn it around. They're too big."
There's something spooky in the water.
It'll just be a blue whale, and I'm like, "No, I'm good.
The water's so big."
It's like in Castaway. The scene where he's on the raft and the giant blue whale comes up and looks at him and be like, wow, just kill me.
I'm going to be frozen in fear.
Kill me. I'd try to touch it maybe. Poke its eye.
Poke its eye.
Get out of here, boy. So Robert explains Dale never left because of his sense of entitlement. Brennan never left because Brennan was singing in high school in a high school musical. It was a song from a pirate musical. It's not a musical. It was like a talent show. And his brother Derek and his friends started singing Brennan Has a Mangina. Even some parents joined in.
Horrible.
Nancy joined in sometimes. And then we learned Derek won the talent show by lip syncing Ice Ice Baby.
And his dad,
Robert.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's a great song.
Nancy's like, it really is.
That's what sucks.
Everybody.
Brennan never had a chance.
Never had a chance. Just lip sung Ice Ice Baby. And Adam Scott plays Derek, and he just
Brennan had
fucking crushes.
He had like dancers doing ballet in the back.
Yeah,
like, it was a whole set. Like he had a set.
Yeah, he had makeup, fake hair, everything. So later that night.
So when I got into college, we had this big thing in this auditorium where you're supposed to introduce yourself as a new student in front of all the other students.
That sucks.
It did suck. And the guy that was in front of me
quit school.
The guy that was in front of me, he just did Ice Ice. He just busted out with Ice Ice Baby. And then it was my turn. And I was like, well, I don't have anything like that.
You should have just started singing Ice Ice Baby again. Just do exactly what he did.
Well, it worked for him.
And then hope that the next person comes on. and just starts doing Ice Ice
I was
Baby.
the last person to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It sucked.
You should have just went up and just, I don't know.
This one guy just yelled his name and everyone cheered. I'm like, what the fuck is this going on?
Did he hear like Steve Holt?
Yeah, it was like that. But his name was Yale. He was like, I'm Yale. And everyone was like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, let's go Yale.
Ugh,
Weird.
terrifying.
Man, 2000s, crazy time. So later that night, the two guys are whispering mean things to each other. They're laying next to each
Don't you
other in
fall
separate beds. You got Dale. Hey, you awake? Brennan, yeah. Dale, I just want you to know I hate you. And so does my dad. Brennan, well, that's fine, because guess what? I hate you too, and this house sucks ass. Dale, well, the only reason you're living here is because me and my dad decide that your mom was really hot, and maybe we should just both bang her. And we'll put up with the idiot in the meantime. I'm just taking out the R word because I don't want to get canceled. Who's the idiot? You, Brennan. Hey, don't say that. Dale, shut up. You wake up my dad, get me grounded. Brennan, just shut up. Dale, you and your mom are hillbillies. This house is of learned doctors. Brennan, you're not a doctor. You're a big, fat, curly-headed fuck. Dale turns his face to Brennan. Oh yeah?
God.
Brennan, yeah. Dale, I'm a curly-headed fuck. Brennan, yeah, you better not go to sleep because as soon as you close your eyes, as soon as you shut your eyes, I'm going to punch you square in the face. I'm getting too excited. Dale, I hope you stay still when you sleep because I'm going to put a rat trap between your legs. Brennan, I'm going to take a pillowcase, fill it up with bars of soap, and beat the shit out of you. Dale turns away from Brennan. Dale, I want you out of my fucking house. Brennan, no way, Kimasabi. This is my house now. Dude,
The
I mean,
gauntlet is thrown.
just a minute and a half of just laughing. Just laughing.
I
It's-
can imagine this thing going on forever.
man, this had to be like
take.
10 hours of filming right here. Just those two in bed.
Just insults
Yeah.
at each other. Is it true that they really didn't like each other?
John C.
during-
Reilly and Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
No, they love each other.
Okay.
They've done like 1,000 movies together.
Okay. I thought it was.
I never saw anything. Now
rumor.
there's like Adam McKay and Will Ferrell kind of had a falling out because was it called Winning Time on HBO, where it's John C. Reilly and is like the coach of the Lakers or whatever,
Oh, I don't know.
and it's done by Adam McKay, and Will Ferrell wanted to be a part of it, but Adam McKay said no,
Oh,
and so I think they had a little bit of a falling out, which sucks because
But I'm the funny guy.
I want Adam McKay to stop making like political things and go back to this. I do like some of his political movies, but it's like The Big Short is great. It makes you want to die because you feel like nothing's fair in this world and rich people control everything. And then
Yes.
Vice also kind of makes you want to die because like, wow, evil
Wow.
people rule this world. And Don't Look Up also kind of makes you
Yeah,
want to die
because,
because
yeah.
everybody's stupid.
Yeah,
Everybody.
sucks.
Okay, so anyways, we cut to the family sailing. Dale pushes Brennan overboard. Let the games begin. And
It's a pretty boat, though.
I can't remember who, but is it on Brennan's back or Dale's back where someone writes, I love crystal meth?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
puts the shirt on.
Yeah, okay, Brennan. And then Brennan gives Dale a huge fake cut on his
Yeah,
head, so
that's-
everybody's terrified
that was
of him.
amazing.
Yeah, it looked great.
Talented.
And then we see him going crazy on Dale's drum set. And he's just yelling into the drum set, fuck you, Dale, fuck
Yelling
you.
into the drum.
Yeah. And when Dale comes home, he asks why Brennan is so sweaty. I was watching Cops. Dale checks his drum set and he sees the chips on the sticks. He confronts Brennan. He knows he didn't touch the drum. He knows he touched the drum set because Cops doesn't start till 4.
And when you're home every day, you know that shit.
Yeah. So Brennan's getting all pissy. Brennan gets up, so he is going upstairs. I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drum set. I will
Oh,
stab
God.
you in the neck with a knife.
He pulls out his nuts. Oh, God, they're
Oh,
so
they're
gross
huge.
and weird.
God, it's like it's the big
It's
giant
prosthetic
pair.
nuts.
But he actually does it, and then Dale tackles him. They start fighting.
Fuck that drum set up.
They're choking him with headphones. He puts Brennan under the kick pedal and he starts kicking it on his face. The fight continues downstairs. I'm going to rub my balls on your mom's face. Brennan runs outside and is immediately attacked by the neighbor's guide dog.
He's sitting there waiting for him.
You can hear him barking throughout the scene, and it's like, what's the dog just waiting outside?
And where's the blind guy?
Right, he's just like, I don't know, he's probably lost in the middle of the street.
This is the worst seeing eye dog.
And now they're fighting in the front yard. Brennan, I teabagged your drum set. Your drum set's a whore. My drum set's a guy, so that makes you gay, you fucker. And he's kind of starting to cry as he's saying it. Oh, man. Fuck, I love this. And then we cut to Robert. He's getting a phone call at work. We hear Nancy screaming on the phone. They're going at it like animals. Robert gets there, and Brennan
She's got the hose.
Yeah, she's got the whole hose. Brennan is just yelling rape. And there's so many dogs. Like, there's just so many people with their dog just standing around them watching. It's like, why is there so many dogs around?
Brennan's using a bicycle as a weapon.
Oh, it's so wild. And then they both hit each other. One has a golf club, one has a bat, and they hit each other in the head, and they both go down. And I love it. This is one of my favorite lines from the movie. You got Nancy, what the fucking fuck?
What the fucking fuck?
Snake's like, you got to calm down, dude. Snake, if you were in movies, you'd been in that scene because they had every dog in the world there. God, he's looking so cute. I got to stop looking at him. He's going to get up and start getting riled up. So we cut to them watching Shark Week. They're like, yeah, they high five. I still hate you. Robert yells at them saying they have 1 month to find the job and get out of here. Dale, why are you talking to me like that? I'm your son. It's like, quit. And then you have the whole thing. Nancy, I've never seen my son act like this. You yelled rape at the top of your lungs. Mom, I honestly thought I was going to be raped for a second. He had the craziest look in his eyes. And at one point he said, let's get it on. Dale, that was about the fighting. I'm not a raper. Brennan, look, I didn't touch your drum set, okay? Dale, I witnessed my eyes, your testicles on my drum set. Robert starts freaking out. He says, no TV for a week.
Yeah, they're grounded.
This house is a fucking prison
on
planet bullshit. In the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks. God. Great. And that night they're all sleeping. Then suddenly Brennan starts sleepwalking, and then Dale does too. Man. They start destroying the house, just throwing stuff and throwing food everywhere.
It's fucking hilarious.
At the drive-in, I specifically remember this scene. Everybody's got their windows down. It's middle of summer, and everybody is just cackling in the cars. You have people just laughing as loud as possible. It's so good.
Awesome.
And because that's like the bummer about the drive-in. It's like you don't really get to experience the audience, especially in a comedy. But everybody just had their windows down, and everybody was just cracking up. It was great.
He's like putting the cushions in the oven.
Yeah. Yeah, because Robert and Nancy wake up, and they're worried because they think like, oh, no, did we have robbers? And then they find Nancy's purse in the freezer. Then Dale puts couch pillows in the oven. And then Nancy just starts breaking down like, what the hell? Couldn't just one of them be crazy and the other would be normal? So
possible.
Nancy goes to wake them up. I'll kill you, Leonard Nimoy. The clown has no penis. She's like, what were y'all dreaming about? Nancy tells them Derek is coming to visit, and we learn Brennan hates him. We cut to Derek's family driving in their car.
Yeah, he's the worst finance bro.
They start doing a cappella of Sweet Child of Mine. Everybody's good but Alice, Derek's wife. Flat. You don't even look good while singing. $1,200 a week we do for this.
He's such a tool.
He's such an asshole. It's so funny. And then later at dinner, we're seeing Robert is in love with Derek. He's hanging on every word he's saying. During Rob and Nancy's wedding, we learned that he was fishing with Mark Cuban, Jeff Probst, and Bobby Flay. I'm obsessed with Survivor, and Jeff Probst is the host.
Okay.
Mark Cuban's Shark Tank, and Bobby Flay's a chef.
Yeah, I don't watch any of those shows.
Yeah, so. I don't watch the other two, but I'm obsessed with Survivor, so I found this one very funny. But it's just funny that he missed his parents' wedding for this.
Yeah. And Robert's cool with it.
Yeah, Robert's like, no, I totally understand. So Derek's in the middle of the story. Dale asks a question, and Robert gets so mad at him for interrupting. He's like, God damn it, stop interrupting. Derek is so cocky and arrogant. Robert is so in love with him. Derek asks where Brennan is, and he's like, oh, we don't. He's hiding in his treehouse, essentially. Dale goes to the treehouse where Brennan is hiding. Brennan is looking at nudie mags. I got them from the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's like masturbating in a time machine.
Yes. Very sticky time machine.
Ugh. I love it. There's one point where Brennan's just like, oh, man, this is a really good issue. And he's like, stop, you're crinkling it. You're crinkling. No, I'm not. I'm just holding it.
It's my babies.
I love it. They're such children. Derek is telling Robert to not wait to sell the world in 2 years. Derek could sell his house for more than 30% above market. Robert starts acting like a dick, like he does this like high five. He's starting to act like young and hip. And then he kind of says something rude to Nancy. Nancy's like, don't talk to me like that in front of my son. Ugh. Nancy doesn't want to rush into things, essentially. Yeah. She's worried about her sons.
Gosh.
It's like, there's just a point where you gotta stop worrying, you know? I think once you hit 40, that's the mark. Like, you're 40? Okay, sorry. You out. You had 40 years to figure this out.
Yeah, she kind of reminds me, Derek reminds me of my stepbrother that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
He has a sister. He has two sisters, but the younger sister is just this beautiful blonde. And she's just like, everybody loves her because she's pretty, and like she married a Derek.
Oh, no.
And she was kind of cool. But she really believes in the Aryan race and that she's part of it. And I'm like, like Hitler?
Yikes, dude. What?
And I'm like, I was like, that's not really a thing, And she's like, oh, yeah, it is.
I read this one book. It was really good. It was called like Mind Something. I don't know.
And then I broke her nose on accident with a football.
Yeah, allegedly on accident.
It really was.
You're just throwing football with her. Then
I did. I threw it off like a kickoff, and she tried to catch it and just hit her in the face.
Subconsciously, you're like,
I know. I was like a little bit happy.
You just thought of Hitler for a second, just threw it as hard as her face for as you could.
That's for all the 6 million Jews.
Yes, this is for the Holocaust. Wow, she sucks.
Yeah, she does.
That sucks. People suck. People are stupid, like I was saying earlier. So Derek goes to the treehouse and starts dissing them. Derek starts gloating. I haven't had a carb since 2004. Shows his abs, completely different person, obviously.
Yeah, he's obviously a model. Yeah. A real model stepped in.
It's all oiled up and everything. So funny. He offered them a job because his mom asked him to. Says it's an early Christmas present for her. Such a dick. Derek says they both look like they want to punch him in the face. He eggs them on and Dale punches him and he falls out of the treehouse.
Hell yeah.
Brennan loves it. Hey, Derek, you know what's always good for shoulder pain? If you lick my butthole. Oh, that's such a good line.
Perfect line.
I should say that at work soon. So Alice grabs Dale, and Alice is Derek's wife, grabs Dale as they're all leaving, and she is so turned on from him punching him. Just so you know, yes. I'm going to pleasure myself to the image of you doing that to Derek. Masturbate. I'm going to masturbate. I want to roll you into a little ball and shove you in my vagina. You can live in there. It's warm and cozy. I want to walk around with you in there. Just every time I feel a little tickle, I'll just know that you're in there. Catherine Hahn is the funniest person in the world. It's insane. She's always funny. It was, it's like, it's all funny. And then I want to walk around with you in there. It's just the part where I'm like, Jesus
She's one
Christ.
step away from murdering Derek.
Yeah. It's crazy. Whew. So, and they awkwardly kiss. Like, they're not even kissing. They're just rubbing their open mouths on each other. And she's like, I hate my life. I hate my life. You seem pretty happy.
Oh, man.
Derek yells for her, 20 minutes, Dane Cook, pay-per-view.
Oh, God.
I've been kind of wanting to go back and watch the old Dane Cook episodes.
Yeah, I mean, it would.
Like, I remember loving Dane Cook as a kid. It's like, I want to kind of go back and see if I still would like it. I was watching an episode of Workaholics, and all of a sudden he pops up in it. And I was like,
really? This show's
whoa!
So fucking
and he
funny.
was so funny in it because he's playing like a cocky, like boss of like the Telemelo Corp that they work at is like just the sister plan essentially. Or yeah, whatever. That isn't whatever.
So
I'll keep
fucking
going.
rules, though.
Yeah, it is. It's so funny. Their podcast is hilarious. And I don't even like celebrity podcasts because they make me mad.
Yeah.
Because you already got notice, okay? Go make a movie.
Yeah,
Let
the
us
one with
guys
Jason
do it.
Bateman, like I don't like it. I love Jason Bateman, but like
I think it's hilarious.
I've only listened to like one or two episodes.
You have to find a host that you know, or like their guests. Like the more you're interested in the guests, the more it is. They're just really, I can't listen to too much of it in a row because I'm like, okay, we get it. Jason Bateman, you're sarcastic. Will Arnett, you're equally sarcastic. And the other guy just takes all the joke. He's just
I love Will Arnett.
I love them all, but it's just, I don't know. I'm just crapping on it.
Yeah.
They already
Maybe I
have
just
enough
need-
audience and
yeah.
enough money. Let us have the podcast audience.
Give us a chance.
Yeah. No, I actually really like Smart.
I need to take a chance on their podcast, I guess.
Take
Take a chance.
So Brennan is pumped from hitting Derek. Brennan says that they should become friends. Brennan shows Dale his samurai sword signed by American Idol's Randy Jackson.
It's
like, why did you have
sign?
Randy Jackson sign it? It's like, well, I saw Randy Jackson and all I had on me was a sword, and you're not gonna get Randy Jackson. I would have done the same thing. Dale shows off his night vision goggles. Could you imagine if we had these when we were 12? Even better, we have them when we're 40. And then he ends it. These aren't even that noticeable on your face. They're just taking up the whole face. They are realizing they are becoming best friends. Dale, on the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. Don't even think about it. Just name it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor. Yes. Favorite non-pornographic magazine to masturbate to. Good Housekeeping. John Stamos. Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do you want to do karate in the garage? Yup. Then we have a montage of them having fun.
They all running up and down the stairs. Like
yeah. Got the karate in the garage. They do the Mentos challenge. They sword fight in the bathroom. They do penis measuring. It's the exact same size. And then they watch a Steven Seagal movie. I think it's Above the Law. I think it's that,
they're
that
all
movie.
just insane.
They ask their parents if they can build bunk beds. There's going to be so much room for extra activities.
It's so true.
Robert, I don't give a fuck. You got interviews tomorrow. You should be thinking about that.
Breaking out the power tools.
So, but then after that, they're like, so it's like, yes, go build your bunk bed. So they build these janky ass bunk beds. They dance around the room a little bit. So much room for activities. And then it's like they're getting ready to get in bed. This is how we do it. Dun, 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 dun. So, I forgot to ask you, do you like guacamole? Jumps on the bed, breaks, and falls on Brennan. Dale freaks out and gets Robert and Nancy. There's blood everywhere. You get in there, he barely has a scratch. Robert just slaps his scratch.
He's just done.
Yeah.
He's had enough.
And the next day, Robert is super nervous about their whole job interview. Dale and Brennan need to borrow Robert's clothes. He's like, borrow anything you need. We cut to their interviews, and we see them. They're just in full tuxedos.
So Robert had 2 matching tuxedos.
Yeah, exactly. And they fit them perfectly for some reason. And then we have, they're going to do their interviews. Lady comes up. It's like, all right, Brennan, you're up first. He's like, we'll be interviewing you as a team. We're here to fuck shit up. And as they're walking, they're knocking stuff out of people's hands. And then we get the montage of interviews. You have Pam or Pan.
Pan?
Hello, Miss Lady. And then we have the guy that they're like, we're going to interview you. How much money do you make a year before taxes? And then it's like, all right, one question. Oprah, Barbara Walters, your wife. You got to fuck one, marry one, and kill one. It's like, I feel uncomfortable answering
Man,
this.
they are
We're doing the
crushing
interviews. Now we're back to Pan. And there's like, Pan. It's Pan with a D? No. It's like, shut up real quick. Lady, shut up.
So have you ever had a bad interview experience that was on this level?
No. I've only really did 2 job interviews because I've only had 2 different jobs.
Yeah.
I crushed them both.
I've had a couple that were the one when I applied to be a guard at the women's prison
Yeah.
in Nashville. this is what that's what the scenes reminds me of, because the lady was like, so you're like a good looking man. Like, are you afraid that going to work around all these women, because there's some celebrities here, that you're going to have, trouble dealing with that? And I'm like, I'm very strong, physically, and
And
I just the way that because I was so nervous.
How do you even answer that question? Like, what do you mean? Like,
are you going to be
saying,
able to withstand all the dick grabbing? I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I was like, are they gonna like seduce you at
Yes,
the thing?
I think that's what they're
Is that what
getting
she's
at,
getting?
yeah.
Who are the celebrities?
I don't know. That's the mystery of it. But I was,
It's just like,
I was like, maybe this isn't the job for me. And I just blew the interview.
I would have
So
wanted to
horribly.
try it for at least a week just to see who the celebrities
Man,
were.
I didn't get a chance.
I'd just be like, or I'll just be like, okay, I failed. I get it. I'm not gonna get this. Who's the celebrities?
Spill the tea.
Yeah, what are they doing here? Oh my gosh, let's start a podcast and talk about this. It's all probably just tax fraud or whatever.
I don't know.
So we cut to Seth Rogen. Hell yeah. He likes them so far. He thinks that they will be cool to hang out with. He likes the fact that they wore tuxedos as like an ironic statement. Then Dale farts a really long time. Seth Rogen's character's like, did you fart?
Oh man, it's those nervous farts too.
I think yeah, that's a fart. I taste it in my mouth.
It tastes like onion rings and ketchup.
Yeah. And they fail the interview. They're walking home. They are thinking about what they can do. Dale thinks they can start an international entertainment company called Prestige Worldwide. They think this idea is why they met, why they're meant to be.
It is their destiny.
Dale gets scared about walking down a certain road. We learn Chris Gardocki gets in his face and he is super scared of him. Brennan doesn't want to go the long way though. So he's like, fine, let's do it. You'll be sorry. We see Chris, and it's a bunch of kids. They start yelling at them and making fun of them. Then they make them eat white dog shit after they beat them up.
And why did they just kick the shit out of these kids? I guess because they go to jail.
Got wrecked, and they put like their heads under the seesaws and they just go up and down on them. And I remember reading or listening to an interview of them talking about the white dog poop, but why was it white?
Because it's been sitting out in the sun for a long time.
It's like, I know they have this stuff that you can put in dogs' food so they don't eat their dog poop.
Really?
And it does turn it a whitish color, I think.
Gross.
Or I thought it was more yellow. Anyways, that's our dog poop conversation. Cut to them telling Nancy about getting beat up. They ask if Robert's mad. Robert was very upset. He knows that y'all interviewed as a team, and he heard about the fart.
The fart heard round the world.
And they're also like just talking about them getting beat up. It's like, maybe you just don't walk down that road anymore.
Oh, man. Don't go down that road.
Yeah. And don't. I can't do it. Derek and Robert, they're talking about selling the house. Derek tells them to have fun living on the streets. Robert tells them they're selling the house. And they're like, what? Why? What happened? Brennan, is this house haunted? He tells them they're going to give them money for an apartment and making them to go to therapy. What the fuck happened? It's like, when did this happen? Nancy starts getting emotional. And then Brennan, I got a belly full of white dog shit in me, and now you're going to do this to me? Dad, I'm doing this because I love you. Fuck you. Dell and Brennan are venting. I'm so pissed at my mom. As soon as she is of age, I'm putting her in a home.
Oh, wow.
They say they have to get Prestige Worldwide up and running. Dell needs to hear Brennan sing if they're going to do this. Brennan starts singing. Let's give them something to talk about. But then he bells at the end. Dell,
awesome.
You got to know, I'm not just some guy. Brennan, that is a voice of an angel. I can't even look at you right now. I can't even make eye contact with you right now. Your voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus. This is going to sound weird. For a second, you took the shape of a unicorn. Me and my buddy Richard growing up, we always did that. I can't even make eye contact with you right now. Anytime we did something funny. They decide they are going to make a music video. Dell and Brennan have to come up with a way to make nobody want the house also, because they're trying not to sell the house. Sorry, I said that weird. When people come by, they turn them away. Brennan dresses up as a Nazi, and Dell dresses as a KKK member. Sprechen these dick, Derek. The two go to therapy. Dell describes his life like it's Good Will Hunting. Is this Good Will Hunting? It's like, no, what are you talking about? I've never watched that movie.
How about them apples?
Anyway, my best friend is Ben Affleck. Brennan is falling in love with his therapist.
That's so weird.
My penis is tingly right now. She's like, that's inappropriate. The next couple, Phil Lamar, baby. Derek is talking how he thinks black people should talk. Yeah, you and your homeboys can come out here and play like that. It's like, you don't have to talk like that. You can just say, friends, no, this is how I always talk. When they walk in the house, Dell is pretending Brendan died the night before. It's like, he just died last night. Give us some time. And then Derek's walking out. Eat shit, Derek. So funny. They are at Derek's birthday dinner. Dell is in the bathroom. Suddenly, Alice comes out of the stall and covers his eyes. Hi, my name is Jim. Want to suck my dick for money? Like, no. It's like, just kidding, it's me. Alice is
equally scary.
Alice is tired of being bashful. Then they have sex.
Sort of.
Yeah. She just like mounts him and just like.
It's sexually assault
Yeah,
style.
essentially.
And then she stands up at the urinal.
Yeah. Dell, he like comes super fast. It's getting all tingly. Something is about to happen. I love you. Stay golden pony boy. I gotta pee. Props up her leg. And he's like, whoa.
What a woman.
He's like, whoa, that was crazy. So at dinner, they are going to do their presentation. They have a silly opening. They talk about computers and portfolios, science. Last week, we put liquid paper on a bee. It died.
Yeah, that was the research and development.
Yeah. And then they have security.
Oh, God.
Then they show their first music video, boats and motherfucking hoes. Let's see. What we got? What's some of the best lines? Let's see. The Nina. Oh, the Pinta. Oh, the Santa Maria. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually cutting this. I hate this. I'll do you in the bottom while you're drinking sangria, nachos, and lemonade on my dad's boat. You won't go down because my dick can float. We sail around the world and go port to port. Every time I come, I produce a quart.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. It's quite a bit of semen. But who's driving the boat?
I mean, that was just... Yeah, and then Robert starts noticing, like, wait, who's driving the boat? And then it crashes. Robert is
they
screaming.
filmed the crash and made it part of the presentation.
And, like, Derek and his friends are all just cheering. And Dell and Brendan are just looking back like, y'all want to invest? And then it's, like, hard cut to them quiet in the car. You just got Nancy looking at Robert. Robert's just like...
He's furious because his dreams of sailing the world are crushed.
And then
by hose.
Brennan, so... All right, so everybody's pretty quiet. So what'd y'all think? Nancy's being supportive. Robert is mad and thinks Nancy didn't care about his dream. Dell is rude to Robert and asks if he's going to invest. This pisses Robert off more. Robert, you galoons, you're failures. Brennan, hey, you're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck. Nancy, Brennan, two things. You keep your liver-spotted hands off my beautiful mother. She's a saint. And then you sit down and you write Dell and Brennan a check for $10,000. Nancy, stop it. Brennan, or I'm going to shove one of those fake hearing devices so far up your ass. Nancy, Brennan, you can hear the sound of your small intestines as it produces shit. Robert runs down the stairs. He's taking off his jacket, and then he bends over Brendan and spanks him. And then Dale's like, "Dad, stop!" He's like, "You're next." He's like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir."
God, that belt. I still got a hold on him. Is that when you fight? Is this when you fight your dad? Is this what happened? I think so.
I mean, I think at the point, if you're 40 and you're a normal human and your dad tries that, yeah, that's the point where it's like, I think you start pushing back a little bit. Then it's like, how do you hit your dad?
Real hard.
Real hard.
You want to get him in the first punch.
I just kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
But,
or just run away.
boom.
Just stay out of his reach.
That's where I came from, boy. So we cut to Christmas. Dell and Brennan are being very polite. Nancy, Denise called and she said she can't go out with you on New Year's Eve because she's not your girlfriend. She's your therapist. That's her. She's playing hard to get. Robert is sad and upset and goes to the Cheesecake Factory for a drink. Later, when he comes home, he said it was the most fun he's had in months. She's like, well, that's very sad.
Rude.
Nancy says he is giving up on the boys, and Robert says at some point you have to. Absolutely true.
Yeah. Not wrong.
They come in sleepwalking, and Robert is mad and tries to wake them up. Nancy's like, don't do it. She's like, it's a myth. You can wake up people sleepwalking. They start throwing all their Christmas presents, and they bring up the tree in the bedroom. And that's when he's like, I've had enough. And when he goes to wake them up, they start attacking him, and they throw him down the stairs.
Did you ever sleepwalk?
No.
Growing up? I did a few times.
I used to fall off, like roll off the bed.
Oh, yeah. I still do that now.
I don't do it anymore. But as a kid, I felt like I was doing it
I'll kick
every
my wife
night.
and I'll fall off the bed sometimes.
Yeah, God.
I have dreams that I'm doing karate.
Y'all are going to end up being like a couple that are like in two separate beds.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yours has like a cage around it so you don't fall off or kick anybody.
Sand around it, like in that show about the, what was it? The superhero, the Egyptian superhero guy.
Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they can't escape.
Yeah. Well, just so that you can see what happened.
Oh, to see if someone walks. Yeah. Get it. So they are having hold on. They are having a Christmas dinner with Derek and Alice. Alice writes, "Let's fuck right now" with her vegetables on her plate. So good. Nancy interrupts Derek's story to say they have an announcement. Nancy and Robert are getting a divorce. Derek, I gotta say, I saw this coming. Della and Brennan start crying and freaking out. Nancy says it's not their fault. Robert tells them it is their fault.
100%.
100%. Y'all have made us regret. What did he say? Made us resent each other. Brennan starts crying really loudly. Then Dell and then Alice starts crying really loudly. I think I'm gonna throw up. And then Derek takes a picture of the moment, and Robert's like all hunched over, smiling. So funny.
It's like a gremlin.
Yeah. Robert and Nancy move out, but Dell and Brennan, they get to stay the last night. That night in bed, they start blaming each other for their parents' divorce. They insult each other, and then Brennan goes to Dell's drum set and starts playing it. Dell hits him over the head with the cymbal and thinks he killed him.
He's buries him.
Yeah. He drags him outside to bury him. We see Brennan get up and hit him in the head with a shovel. I use ninja focus to slow my heartbeat. Yes. And then he starts burying Dell alive. He's alive. So, wait, stop. I'm alive. It's like, no, I don't care. Dell escapes and attacks. Brennan's just yelling, zombie! Zombie! They roll on the ground and then they fall asleep. And they wake up with Cinnamon the dog next to them. It's so funny. So I guess it's really over. You're burying me alive pretty much did it in.
Yeah, I'd say that would turn me off.
Yeah, that does it. They keep blaming each other for everything. Brennan says he is going to get a job to get them back together. Brennan says they are no longer brothers. Dale says they never were. They were stepbrothers.
Dang.
Sad.
It's harsh.
Also roll credits. Brennan goes to Derek to ask him for a job. Derek gives him 2 weeks. Brennan goes to see his therapist, Dr. Angel Face. He wants her to tell him how to be an adult. Do I carry my high school diploma everywhere I go?
Yep.
Dell is looking for a job with King Jong, our guy. For 22 years, you went Kerouac on everybody's ass.
Kerouac.
And he says a bunch of stupid stuff. He's getting a catering temp job We see them getting apartments and filing their taxes.
With the Chewbacca,
Chewbacca
mask on.
yeah.
Yes.
Brennan uses a bath mat as toilet paper. Then we see him buying some, and he's like, "I did it." Dell is reading Monty Williams, and then goes to bed at 9, which is essentially our lives. I mean,
Yeah.
got to get up at like 4 a.m. in the fucking morning.
Sucks ass.
Yeah. So Brennan goes to Randy, Derek's right-hand man. He wants the Catalina Wine Mixer. Which is like this special, I guess, mixer that just rich people go to have fun.
Yeah, Catalina.
And buy helicopters.
Right. Yeah, I think Catalina is an island.
Yeah, it's an island.
Yeah.
So Derek comes in. Derek laughs at him. He says, "Let's let him do it." Derek says, "If he fucks up, I can fire him. And if he succeeds, I look like a genius to the board." Derek is talking about how he makes his money. Randy is yelling "pow" a lot. Every time he says something, "Pow!" Are you saying "pow"? Pow! He tells him not to mess with my nut. I have to sell at least 80 helicopters to make my nut. And you mess with my nut, Brennan? Randy here is going to eat your dick. Randy, like Kobayashi. Randy. Derek, I've seen him do it. You've actually seen him eating a man's penis. It was in international waters, so they couldn't prosecute him, but I saw it.
Anything goes out
Yeah.
there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
God, monkey knife fights like
Yeah.
on The Simpsons.
Yeah. And then we cut to the motherfucking Catalina Wine Mixer. Robert and Nancy bump into each other. Dell is catering the wine mixer. Dell and Brennan I guess Brennan set this up. Randy tells Brennan that he is nailing it. I don't know what it is about your face, but I want to put my fist through your suck hole. We see a 1980s Billy Joel cover band. Some random guy keeps wanting to play his earlier stuff. We don't do this. We're just 1980s.
He fucking goes off on him.
Nancy and Robert are hitting it off. Dell and Brennan talk a little bit around the family. They are acting all adult. Brennan says he started taking baby aspirin. They laugh uncomfortably. He keeps shaking his mom's hands. And he's like, Nancy?
He really wants to hug her.
Robert? Then Nancy? Mom. Robert thinks Brennan organized this whole thing to get them back together. Nancy starts to cry and then walks away. Boo. A guy starts yelling at the Billy Joel band. The singer gets kicked off stage and Brennan is in trouble. Derek fires him. Dell and Robert come up to Brennan. Robert says, I see 2 musicians and empty stage. Brennan and Dell refuse because they don't do that anymore. Robert tells us a story when he was a kid. Robert.
I want to be a dinosaur.
When I was a kid, when I was a little boy, I always wanted to be a dinosaur. I wanted to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex more than anything in the world. I made my arms short and I roamed the backyard. I chased the neighborhood cats. I growled and I roared. Everybody knew me and was afraid of me. And one day my dad said, Bobby, you are 17. It's time to throw childish things aside. And I said, okay, Pop. But he didn't really say that. He said, stop being a fucking dinosaur and get a job. He lost his ability to be a dinosaur. He wants them to be themselves.
Be your own dinosaur.
Be your dinosaur, boys. Dale gets up to perform, but Brennan is too scared. And trying to be sensible, the crowd turns on Dale. Derek starts singing Dale has a mangina. Brennan gets up there with him,
asshole.
and they fucking crush.
Hell yeah.
Brennan starts singing some opera. Dale sings Boats and Hoes. Robert and Nancy, they kiss and start dancing with each other. Alice fantasizes about Dell being a centaur. Derek remembers a time when Brennan and Derek were friendly to each other, like flying a kite. We see a vision of Brennan as a lumberjack, and he breaks into the therapist's office, and like she rips off her clothes.
I've traveled hundreds of miles to give you my seed.
Then Dale crushes the drums. Rock the fuck out of those drums, Dale.
Yeah.
And then everybody, it's the fucking Catalina Wine Mixer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Everybody's happy. Derek made his quota and apologizes to Brennan, and they attempt to hug, but it's kind of like a hug fight, and they just high five at the end. It's like we don't know how to do it.
Never done it before.
Yeah. Denise comes up. Brennan says he's her girlfriend. or she's his girlfriend. She
Dr.
says
Angel.
she is not, and she is there because he said he was going to hurl himself into shark-infested waters. It's like, I was here for business. Nancy says, she doesn't want to appear eager. I get it. I understand. Then she calls Nancy an enabler. Denise says he was incredibly brave, but with no sexual undertones whatsoever. And then at the end, because she does this whole long thing of like trying to convince him she is not into him.
But really, she's just trying to convince herself.
But at the end, Brennan goes, what poem is that from? It's so beautiful. Oh, man.
It's oblivious.
This cracks me
It's
up,
so
dude.
funny.
It's so funny. Dale breaks up with Alice, and it's just really sad. They're calm at first, but then Alice freaks out. Oh my gosh, look, a whale. She looks, he runs away. 6 months later, Derek is telling a story, and Robert tells him to be quiet and ask Dell and Brennan about their karaoke business. And it's a karaoke business to where if you can't sing, sit down. Only people that can sing are allowed to sing karaoke. It's kind of a good idea, actually.
I don't know. I mean,
You have like
that's
all the
part
bad.
of the fun.
Well, if you have a room with all the bad people singing, then it's like, hell yeah, I'd sing at that because we all sound terrible.
Yeah.
And then if you have all the good singers, like I don't have to be embarrassed when someone like belts out some Celine Dion perfectly.
Or when your spouse gets on stage and super intoxicated and doesn't remember the song that she asked the DJ to play, and you end up backing her up because, you know, you're there.
That sounds fun. I'm there, and I had to. So Robert gives them their Christmas surprise. It's a boat tree house. It rules.
Yes.
They have,
Is that his boat? Right?
yeah, it's the boat that wrecked. Yeah. They have pirate hats, hustlers, and crossbows.
Chewbacca mask.
Yeah, Chewbacca mask. And there's a part where he's like, I don't mind that mine's not movie quality. Denise says it's fucked up, but then says Brennan can wear the shit out of a pirate's hat.
She's finally fallen for Brennan.
great.
It's so cute.
And that's the end of the movie. But during the credits, we cut to Chris Gardecki. Dale, like he's like talking to his other kids. Dale and Brennan land in a helicopter. He's like, "What's up, dicks?" And then Brennan's like, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm gonna kick you repeatedly in the balls, Gardecki." They beat them all up. And as they're walking away, cops will be here soon. We should probably get out of here. The film ends with them discussing whether or not Brennan touched Dale's drum set. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry that I accused you of that." Brennan's like, "Oh, you don't have to apologize." Well, why wouldn't you just accept my apology if you just didn't touch my drum set? It's like, I didn't touch it, okay? Funny.
Then, like after the credits scene, they're sleepwalking. It just shows them getting out of bed to sleepwalk again, and then it cuts off.
What? I've never watched all the way through the credits. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just a little.
Netflix cut it off.
They're back in the parents' house, sleeping in the same room together.
I'm gonna have to watch that after this. I never knew that was there. Masterpiece
It's
of
such
a comedy.
a fun movie.
It's perfect. I love it. If you don't, get out of my house. But anyway, so we're gonna go to our first category. It's called the good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we discuss the good of the film, something we liked; the bad, something we didn't like; the ugly, something that didn't age well; the fine, something that did age well. I'll start. The good, I said Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, and improv comedy.
Improv comedy, huh? Yeah.
Yes, and
Have you ever been to see actual improv? I've never.
no, not. Well, I guess kind of. It was like a high school thing. It was really bad.
Yeah, I imagine that most of it's bad.
Yeah.
But you watch stuff like Whose Line Is It Anyway, and they're professionals,
they're
and you're
great.
like, man, it must all be this good.
If you saw like people at like UCB or something like that, which is like the Chicago-based stand-up people, that's where a lot of the people that have been on SNL and do like all these movies,
Oh,
like Amy Poehler, like all of them, everybody that went through SNL essentially went there. I think like the
that's awesome.
like Workaholics people may have done. No, they're in LA. I don't know. But yeah, improvised comedy, love it. The bad, if I don't really have anything. If I had to pick, not enough Catherine Hahn, just because she's so funny.
Yeah, she is really
More
funny.
Derek too. He's great.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if they were in it more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah,
It probably would have been too much.
Yeah.
Just because they're so crazy. It would have been like, wait, there's a little too much crazy.
They might just take over the scene.
Yeah.
I don't know.
One, it's like if you had like the two stepbrothers and Alice and Derek had been like, oh my gosh, there's 4 crazy personalities in one scene.
It's too much.
Yeah. So something that aged well is the language. That's about it.
Sure. And this movie terrifies me in a way because I have kids, and this is not out of the realm of possibility.
This is a nightmare.
It is. It's a nightmare that I hope
These
that
are like
doesn't happen.
Things that make me not want kids.
Yes, it makes me
at all
not want my kids anymore.
Sounds terrible. And the fine, something that aged well. I said Catherine Hahn, John C. Reilly, Will Ferrell. Especially those two doing a movie together. Catherine Hahn is always like just shooting threes constantly when she shows up in a movie. But yeah, anything
Being a
for
dinosaur.
Being a dinosaur. Richard Jenkins, Mary Steenburgen, they're all great. They all age well because they like continue to do really good, prestigious stuff. Those two. So next category is double feature. It's where we recommend a movie to go along with Step Brothers. You got anything?
I was trying to think of another movie that had brothers that I really liked, but nothing was like really hitting it.
Yeah, all I had was like movies that were friends. Like they're like two goofy friends. Like I said, Superbad and Talladega Nights.
Oh man, those are good. Yeah, Talladega Nights would be a good one.
Yeah,
just
I mean it's kind of
a double dose of both of these guys.
It's pretty great.
Just insane.
Yeah, Talladega Nights. I love Talladega Nights too, and that's like a close second to Step Brothers for me. Very close second.
I'll piss my pants.
Yeah. And don't you put that bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
He just takes his wife and kids over as his own.
It's like,
holy shit.
Dear baby Jesus. I imagine my Jesus, he's wearing a tuxedo t-shirt. He says, I'm serious, but I also like to party.
I had a bus driver in elementary school who would wear a tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah.
It was the funniest fucking thing.
That's
in the
world. Okay. Well, that's the episode. Make sure you join us next week. We'll be covering the Shane Black action buddy cop comedy, The Nice Guys. It's on Netflix at the moment of us recording this, and so you should be able to watch it for the next week on Netflix. It's just kind of.
When you said that, I was thinking Let's Be Cops.
Oh, really? No.
Which is also pretty funny.
I got to see that as like an early showing. I saw it like a month before it came out, just because I signed up for this thing that allows you to see movies early.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, join us next week for that. If you would like to send us a question or you want to comment about the movie, the next movie we're doing, previous movies that you listen to our podcast on, just go to werecommendmailbag@gmail.com. We'll eventually say your email on the air. Maybe we'll do, if we get a bunch, we can do a mailbag episode. It's like a bonus episode.
Ooh.
But you guys have to send us stuff.
No dick pics.
If you want to follow us, now we're only gonna get nonstop dick pics.
I'm saying don't not send dick pics.
I am not saying that. Yeah, just don't do that. And if you want to follow us on social medias or listen on another platform, go to our linktree/we recommend podcast. And that's it, right? Joey Prosser did our music. Follow him on X @Mr. Joey Prosser. And that is definitely it. I am just spinning my wheels here.
I'm gonna do this with my mouth.
Everybody's already turned off the podcast, but I have one more line to say. This has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Remember, if your friend is sweaty and it's before 4, he definitely touched your drum set. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.